I am Professor Savita Bodke and welcome to the third lecture of project management. In this lecture, we are going to study regarding the payback period and payback profitability when they have given you uneven cash inflow. Uneven cash inflow means the amount of cash inflow is not same for every year. So we are having one illustration. I am going to start with that. Vandana Limited undertakes a project requiring a cash outflow of rupees 80 lakhs. The expected cash inflows for the 5 years are as follows. Then they have given you the data for the 5 years and they have given you the respective cash inflows. The instructions given is calculate the payback period and payback profitability. But first understand what they have given you in this question. They have given you the name of the organization, that is the Vandana Limited. Vandana Limited wants to take up one project, means they wants to do the investment in one particular project, and for that the cash outflow is your investment. So for that project they are going to invest an amount of rupees 80 lakhs. That is important. So we have to remember that the initial investment or the cash outflow is 80 lakhs rupees over here. So that we are going to consider for the calculation of your payback period and payback profitability both. Then they have given you that expected cash inflows for the 5 years. It indicates that this project, this Vandana Limited, is going to run only for the 5 years. Okay, so they have given you a time duration of that project also, and they have given you the respective cash inflows. Now we are going to start with the solution. So how to calculate that? For that, first you have to prepare a table of 3 columns. The first column will be the year, next column will be the cash inflow, and the last column is cumulative cash inflow. So what we are going to specify in this year? In the question they have given you the data for the 5 years. The years as it is we are going to mention, and even the cash inflow also as it is we are going to mention in our solution. So what I'll do, we have to start writing over here. For the first year we are having a first year. I'll hold this paper like this. Okay, so we are having a first year over here, and for the first year we are having a cash inflow of rupees 8 lakhs. So we are going to write down this as it is. For the second year we are having a cash inflow of rupees 16 lakhs. For the third year we are having cash inflow of rupees 28 lakhs. For the fourth year we are having cash inflow again is of rupees 16 lakhs, and for the fifth year we are having cash inflow of rupees 14 lakhs. As it is we have taken down all this amount. Now the last column is cumulative cash inflow. What is the meaning of your cumulative cash inflow? Cumulative cash inflow is nothing but the total of all the cash inflows. Here in the first year so far we have just received 8 lakhs rupees. So your cumulative cash inflow is of rupees 8 lakhs only at the end of the first year. In case of the second year we are going to receive a cash inflow of 16 lakhs rupees, but previously we had the 8 lakhs rupees. So at the end of the second year the total cash inflow we will have is of the 24 lakhs rupees. So we are going to write down 8 lakhs plus 16 lakhs, that is 24 lakhs. Now those who are from the non-commerce background, what I have noticed that usually whenever the students are doing the calculation, they do the calculation like this: 8 lakhs plus 16 lakhs, and they compute 24 lakhs. Don't waste your time in such type of calculation. Simply what you have to do here, we can see that all the amounts are in lakhs. So simply what we have to do, 8 plus 16, the amount is 24, and just put a 5 zeros over here. Do the practice like this, so it will save your time in your final examination. Now the cumulative cash inflow for the third year is 24 lakhs plus 28 lakhs. 24 lakhs plus 28 lakhs, it is 52 lakhs. So we are going to write down 52 lakhs over here. Now for the fourth year, that is we have to add 16. 52 plus 16 lakhs. 52 lakhs plus 16 lakhs, that is 68 lakhs. So we are going to write down 68 lakhs. Now 68 lakhs plus 14 lakhs, 68 lakhs plus 14 lakhs, that is 82 lakhs. So we are going to write down 82 lakhs over here. So we have done with the part of the cumulative cash inflow. Now we have to proceed further for the calculation of your payback period. But again, I'll go back to your illustration. How much was the initial investment? That is 80 lakhs rupees, and in a payback period we have to find out that to recover this 80 lakhs rupees, how much time duration we require. But over here I can see that at the end of the 4th year we are going to receive 68 lakhs rupees, but at the end of the 5th year we are going to receive 82 lakhs rupees. So the time duration is somewhere in between 4 to 5 years. What I am trying to tell you that, again I'll explain you this. See, at the end of the 4th year we are going to receive 68 lakhs rupees. How much amount we have to recover over here? That is only 80 lakhs rupees. But at the end of the 5th year we are going to receive something extra than this amount. So the time period is not exactly 4 years. We cannot say that the 4 years is our payback period. Even we can't say that the 5 years is our payback period, because at the end of the 5th year we are receiving extra amount, and here the amount which we are going to receive, that is the less amount. So the time duration to recover this amount is somewhere in between 4 to 5 years. But how to calculate that? So for that, what I have to do, at the end of the 4th year we are going to receive 68 lakhs rupees. So in a payback period I have to write down that for sure we require of 4 years and something extra. So 4 years plus. But how much extra time duration we require? How we are going to find out that? So for that, simply what we have to do, 80 lakhs minus 68 lakhs. Again, see, over here you have to write down 80 lakhs minus 68 lakhs. So this will give you the difference that how much extra amount you require. So what we have done, the total amount which we require to recover minus at the end of the 4th year whatever was the cash inflow that we have specified. Now this we have to divide it by the cash inflow in the next year. In the next year we are having a total cash inflow is of the 14 lakhs. So we are going to write down 14 lakhs over here. Now the next step is we are going to write down this 4 years as it is. Now the difference between this two, that is 80 lakhs minus 68, that is 12 lakhs. So this 12 lakhs we have to write down over here. 12 lakhs divided by 14 lakhs. Now the next step, again I am going to write down this very clearly, that 4 years plus. Now we have to do the further calculation, 12 divided by 14 lakhs. Again I am not taking down the entire amount, just I am going to do the 12 divided by 14. The answer will be same. So just don't worry for that. So now my answer is over here, that is 0.85714. So this is less than 5. So I'll just consider this first 4 digits as it is. So we have to write down that is 0.8571. This answer is 0.8571. So as it is, I am going to take down this. So we have written 4 years plus 0.8571. So now your final answer will be 4.8571 years. So this is answer of your payback period. Now again, in an examination we are not going to spend that much of time. Your papers are scanned by the University of Mumbai. So directly I am just going to put a bracket over here. Even I am not going to use the scale, pencil, etc. Whatever the pen you are using, ideally you should use a black pen, because in a scanning the amount will be so much visible. Okay, so I'm just going to put the bracket over here. I'm not using the scale, pencil, etc. I want to save my time. Now the next, what we have to compute, we have to compute the payback profitability. So for that already we have studied a formula of cash inflow minus cash outflow. So the cash inflow, total cash inflow, we have just now computed, that is rupees 82 lakhs. So I'll just write down over here, that is rupees 82 lakhs. And the cash outflow, that is your initial investment we are having, is of rupees 80 lakhs. So 82 lakhs minus 80 lakhs, we are having a payback profitability of rupees 2 lakhs. Again we are going to make a box over here. So that's it. So this is very easy, guys. Again I'll just revise this, what we have done in this sum. Uneven cash flow means the cash flow, the different cash inflows we are having for the respective years. The total investment given was the 80 lakhs, the time duration was 5 years, and the cash inflow. So how we started? As it is, we had taken the years and cash inflows, then we calculated the cumulative cash inflow, that we have done the total 8 lakhs, 8 plus 16, that is 24, 24 plus 28, that is 52, 52 plus 16, that is 68, 68 plus 14, that is 82. Then we calculated the payback period, that is a time for recovery of your investment. Here the amount was less than 80 lakhs and here it was greater than 80 lakhs. So what we did, that here it was less and here it was higher. So we know that the time duration is not 5 years and not even completely 4 years. We require something extra. So 4 years and something is there. So how to find out that? So that's why we have written 4 years over here as it is. Now we require the 80 lakhs. So we just put up over here, that is 80 lakhs minus, at the end of the 4th year we receive 68 lakhs. So that's why we have mentioned over here minus 68 lakhs rupees and divided by the cash inflow in the next year. Okay, here the 4th year, the same line. Okay, always you have to remember that the same year, that is 4 year and 4 year, and in the next year we are going to receive the cash inflow of 14 lakhs. So we divided it by the 14 and we got the payback period. Now the payback profitability, already we are aware that cash inflow minus cash outflow. So 82 minus 80, that is 2 lakhs rupees. I hope that this concept is clear to you guys. So I'm going to upload the next lecture based on the discounted payback period. Share this lecture to your maximum friends for the further guidance, and all the best for your studies. Bye.